Form, note, and table completion questions may appear simple in the IELTS listening test, but they're actually one of the most common sources of careless mistakes for many candidates. Because the answers are often short, test takers sometimes focus only on hearing the information and forget to pay attention to spelling, word form, or word limits. In this type of question, even a small mistake can cost you the mark. One missing letter, one extra word, or the wrong grammatical form may cause an otherwise correct answer to be marked incorrect. For this reason, accuracy is just as important as understanding the audio. In this video, you will learn how to approach form, note, and table completion questions effectively, including how to listen for key information, follow the word limit, and avoid common errors. By using the right strategies, you can answer these questions more quickly and more accurately during the test. Hi, my name is April Ampong, and I am an instructor at IELTS Niner Review Center, an international standard IELTS training system that helps learner progress from beginner level to band 7 to 9 in the most time-efficient way. In the previous video, we learned how to deal with multiple choice questions. Now let's focus on a question type that appears very frequently, especially in Section 1 and Section 3. Completion questions. Form, note, and table completion questions in the IELTS listening require candidates to write the exact words they hear in the recording. Unlike multiple choice questions, these tasks focus on your ability to identify specific information and record them accurately. These questions usually test practical and factual details from a conversation or short talk. For example, you may need to listen for personal details such as names, addresses, or phone numbers. In other cases, the questions may focus on practical information, including dates, prices, locations, or schedules. They can also test key facts or important points mentioned by the speaker during the discussion. Another helpful feature of these questions is that the answers appear in the same order as the audio. This means that the first blank corresponds to the first piece of relevant information you hear, followed by the next answers in sequence. Understanding this order helps you follow the recording more easily and avoid missing important details. Before the audio begins, always take a moment to carefully read the instructions for each question. This step may be simple, but is extremely important because many students lose easy points by ignoring small details in the instruction. When checking the instructions, pay attention to a few key things. First, look at the word limit. The instructors will let you exactly know how many words are allowed to write. If you write more than words that are allowed, your answers will be marked wrong, even if the information is correct. Second, check whether numbers are allowed. Some questions allow answers with numbers, while others require words only. Understanding this helps you avoid unnecessary mistakes when writing your answers. You should also pay attention to singular and plural forms. Sometimes the sentence structure will require a plural noun, and writing the singular form could make the answer grammatically incorrect. For example, you might see an instruction like no more than 2 words and or a number. This means that your answer can contain 1 or 2 words, a number, or a combination of both. However, if you write 3 words, the answer will be automatically be marked wrong. Because of this, always remember, breaking the instruction rule automatically loses the mark, even if you clearly understood the audio. So taking a few seconds to read the instructions carefully can help you avoid these mistakes and protect your score. Before the audio starts, take a few seconds to look at each gap and try to predict the type of information that might be missing. This strategy is called prediction, and it can help you stay focused and ready for the answers when you hear it. Now, when you look at the sentence, ask yourself simple questions. Is the answer likely to be a name? Is it a number, like a date, price, or time? Could it be a place such as a city, building, or location? Does the grammar suggest a noun or an adjective? So by asking these questions, you train your brain to expect certain types of words or information. This makes it easier for you to recognize the correct answers when you hear it in the recording. Prediction is especially helpful when the speaker talks quickly or uses natural conversational speed. If the audio moves fast, your mind is also ready and prepared for the kind of answer you need to listen for. As a result, you're more likely to catch the correct word and write it down accurately. In listening, use prediction effectively can help you stay one step ahead of the recording and reduce the chance of missing important information. When answering IELTS listening questions, remember that you do not need to write full sentences. Your goal is simply to write the correct word or phrase that completes the gap. Writing full sentences can waste valuable time and may even cause you to miss the next answer. Instead, focus on writing only the essential words exactly as you hear them in the audio. The listening test moves quickly, so keeping your answers short and precise will help you stay on track with the recording. However, even though the answers are short, you still need to be careful with a few important details. First, pay attention to spelling. In IELTS listening, it is strict about spelling, and a small mistake can cause you to lose the mark. If you're unsure about a word, try to write it as clearly and accurately as possible. Second, remember to use capital letters for names, such as people, places, or organizations. For example, a person's name or a city name should always begin with a capital letter. You should also check singular or plural nouns. Sometimes the correct answer requires an S at the end, and forgetting it can make the answer incorrect. Finally, if you miss an answer, do not panic. The recording will continue, and worrying about one question may cause you to miss the next one. Simply move on and focus on the upcoming answers. Often, staying calm and attentive will help you perform much better throughout the rest of the test. At IELTS Learner Center, students are trained to use simple but effective strategies to avoid losing easy points in the IELTS listening test. First, students learn how to write short and clear answers. Instead of writing long phrases or full sentences, they focus only on the exact words or phrase needed to complete the gap. This helps them keep up with the recording and avoid missing the next answer. Second, students are trained to check grammar immediately after writing their answers. Even though listening answers are short, small grammar details still matter. For example, students quickly check if the answer should be singular or plural, if the spelling is correct, and if a capital letter is needed for places or names of places or names of people. Finally, students practice how to review their answers quickly at the end of the test. During the short checking time, they look for common mistakes such as spelling errors, missing letters, or answers that may exceed the word limit in the instruction. These simple habits help students stay organized and confident during the test. By writing clearly, checking grammar quickly, and reviewing answers at the end, students can reduce the stress and protect their scores. Now that you know how to handle completion questions, let's move to a more visual challenge. In the next video, we'll cover map and diagram labeling in IELTS listening and how to follow directions accurately. So see you in the next video.